Hello guys, I'm going to talk about name and its effect. Name, what your name and their name, everyone's name. So the identification starts with the name. In case it's a clock, the clock is a name for that object. So it can say the time. Time is the name for that moment of from one place to another, the duration. And TV, that object, if it's not called television and you cannot communicate with any other person, if the train is not named train, the object is still there but the name is not there, but you cannot communicate with other people. So flight, everything is named for the communication, to explain, so you can write it. So name is for everything. All the things has named in that way, to communicate with other people, to explain, to entertain. So those things happens after the name. You have a name, everyone has a name. And we have lots of names, water, on all of the things that we have to communicate between the people, one person to another person. And tomorrow, if it is tomorrow, another day, after dawn there is another day, after dark there is night. So there is names to communicate, to understand what's happening in our life. Without those names, any single name, there is no language happens. There is no literature, there is no nothing you can write without any names. All the things we have named to understand, to remember, to memorize, and all the names are in our memory. Some memory has been washed out, some memory it is in the very deep. So names, or if it is tomorrow is not the name, today and yesterday is deleted, means washed out. There is no past or present or future. Most of the people think, telling that uh, you have to live in the present. But how you can live in the present? There is three options, right? We have to write the names of yesterday and today and tomorrow. And if you live in tomorrow, today is yesterday, and day after tomorrow will be tomorrow, and yes, tomorrow will be today. So this is changing always, because you named the daylight and are named the dawn, that yesterday or tomorrow or today. So how you can live in the present if you have thinking that there is three timelines? There is no timelines. If you think, there is only dots. That dot will disappear after sometimes only, after long, after you experience, you understand, you begin to think about the time, the timelines. That means yesterday is the name, and today is the name, and tomorrow is the name. Those names are exist. Not exist means there is no name for last daylight, or today daylight, or tomorrow daylight. That means I have to explain to make you understand that those names, if it is, if it is not these three uh, time explanations, then what you can call it? You don't have to call anything. You will live simply in this today. That means in this time. So everything are calculated make you understand to live in these three timelines. So if there is no names for anything, you have to live in the jungle. Or if you contact with any other human, you have to speak with a sign language. If even if you don't have to speak with a sign language, you have to look at their eyes and see how they think or how what they are trying to say, what they are trying to communicate. If you don't use a sign language or if you don't use the words to explain, because if there is no names for anything, then there will not be any language. The language started once they named everything, and after that only the language has started. But if they don't have named anything at all, then you will not be having any language, you will not be writing anything, speaking anything, understanding anything, memorize anything. Only thing is you will be speaking through the sign language. If there is no sign language you have learned, then you have to look at their eyes to make understand yourself, and later on then the communication is effective or not effective without names. That we have to live in that stage. That's not possible nowadays, because in the beginning of the life the people, before inventing language, inventing the names for all the things, before the civilization started, they were speaking in sign language, and before even that they speak only through eyes, and the names are not explaining anything. The names are making people very uncomfortable life, because those names are very complicated every day. Again I'm saying that if you want to live in this time, that means there is no lines in the time. You have to understand, most of the people saying there is timeline. This 1980s 1990s, you are named, you are numbered, you kept the number, and after the name you kept the number. It is far more further. So after the 1990s or 19th century, 20th century, 21st century, so you are naming it the timelines. That's a fact. If you don't name any timelines, if it is like a dot, only single dot, then you stay there, the mind stay there. That's the thing you have to do. If otherwise you cannot live in this present moment. There is no present moment, because you felt like the time is a line. That means it keeps on going. How you can live in the present moment? If it is the road, the road is long way to go. You cannot stand in one place. The present in is one place, but the road is long way, you have to walk. If you walk further continuously, then there is a moment. That means if there is a moment, there is no present. There will be future, there will be past. If there is no moment, that's the present. That means there is a dot. In that dot you will stand. If any language is there, then you will be moving. If you want to live in this present, in this only one dot, You should not have any language to make you memorize or make you to have the experience or anything that you have to explain to other person. So only thing is, if you want to live in this moment, there should not be any names for anything. But in this technological world and this sophisticated life needs more names, several names, lots of names, and the name is including every day. Lots of names are including in all the languages. Who is inventing more of the products? They kept the name again and again and again. Lots of names are appearing, and people are very struggling to understand all the names. Those names have to be learned, but how many names they are going to learn? That's the question. How much ever we learn, that much names we have to make to understand our in our life. But simple life is better life. But that's the thing. But before that, in the ancient time, people were not having that much name of anything. Lots of technology products, instruments has lots of names, but before it was not invented. They were it was not invented. Their life was struggling, but not psychologically. They were struggling physically. That means they have to carry water, they have to irrigate their land for the crops, to for the agriculture. It is very hard, but psychologically they were having the happy life and peaceful life. They were living present at least 50%. Now we are not living. We cannot live in this present for 100%. We cannot even 1% also we cannot live in this present because of huge amount of names are included in every language. So names are very effective in this time. So if you want to delete the timeline into make into a dot, a single dot, you have to reduce the names in any language, and that's almost impossible to live in this present. So you have to, if you want to live in this present, you have to stand only one place. You should not or sit in one place. That how you can live in this present. But if you move, that's a future. If you move, that's a past. There will be timelines will be three. So present means there is no thinking of anything. Just stay calm, no thinking. The only feeling that will be happening. Feeling means all the animals are hunting or the grass eating. That means they eat the grass completely, totally. But we see lots of animals. If there is a natural disasters, it will escape because it won't think, it will feel. But we forget to feel lots of things. But all the animals are escape from natural disasters or anything, any storm happens. Those animals knows that this will happen, and it will automatically will move from that dangerous place to not dangerous places. So thinking is the only thing. You will not stay in this present. Without thinking, you will stay in this present. Without, if there is names, lots of events going through your mind thinking, then you cannot live in this present moment. That's it. Thank you, guys.